Brian, we have to change podcast distributors right away.
Why do we need to do this?
Well, we've been paying our own money out of our own pockets to distribute our podcast. I found a place that does it for free.
Okay, tell me all about this, please.
Dude, it's Anchor. Anchor. Dude, they have creation tools that allow us to record and enter our podcast right from our phone or computer. They'll distribute our podcast for us to all the major podcast platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Best part of it, dude, it's free. And for any other podcasters out there, if you switch to Anchor, you can start making money right away. All you got to do is download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hello, you. Yes, you. The one I'm looking at right now. You like scary movies? Well, if you do, you're in the right place. You've joined the Dead in Santa Carla podcast with Brian and Andy. Shouldn't that be Undead in Santa Carla? Well, Brian and Andy are just a couple lost boys, aren't they? Or they will be when I'm through. Enjoy the show while you can.
Welcome to Dead in Santa Carla, part of the Slash and Cast podcast network. I am Brian.
Hell yeah, you are, buddy. And I am Andy. What's going on, Brian?
Not much,
yeah,
buddy.
You are. Yeah, you are, Brian. Damn right.
Brian. I am
damn right.
Motherfucking Brian.
I'm on. I've made it to recording 2 weeks in a row. I'm very
2 weeks in a row, baby.
Let's go.
It's a beautiful thing.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, it's a fucking beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, I'll have all these health issues behind me. Hopefully here in the near future. Should be fine once I get this. I did go back to the doctor since we last talked. I went back to the doctor last Monday, had my follow-up appointment with the urologist, and my next procedure to finally remove this stone is on September 1st. So
September 1st.
Yes, I had to wait 2 weeks. So that means I've been, by the time I go in to check because I'll have to admit myself to the hospital. Like they're doing it at the hospital I stayed at before. And they're going to have to admit me for the night. I'm going to have to stay for a day, unfortunately. But,
okay.
It's funny because like wait, what were we talking about? Wait, I've lost my train of thought.
We were talking about your procedure.
Oh, the procedure. Yeah. I lost my, I don't know why but no. Oh yeah, my bad. But by time I make it to this procedure, that'll be 3 weeks that I've been walking around with a tube lodged in my kidney, connected to
Jesus
a bag.
Christ.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I'm
crazy.
just walking. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, most of this. I feel a little better today, but honestly, like the last week and a half, I just don't feel well. I don't know how to explain. Right. I don't know how to explain it. I feel kind of sick. I feel kind of sickly.
I think you've explained it pretty well. You have a tube sticking out of you. That's explaining it pretty well as far as I'm concerned, buddy.
Yeah, and you're so the biggest bitch about this tube is it's not that it's actually like lodged into your kidney, like that's bad enough, but it's more of just an inconvenience and an annoyance than anything.
Right. Yeah.
Like I have to, even when I stand up from the couch or something, or stand up from somewhere, I have to make sure I'm not sitting on it. You know what I mean? To make sure when I turn a certain, because I can't. I mean, there's enough slack on this tube. It's pretty long. It goes all the way down to my feet. But like if it's caught on something or some shit like that, I'm afraid I'm gonna like rip it out of my goddamn fucking side where it's locked.
That would be fucking horrible.
I know.
I can absolutely understand you worrying about that.
I'm so paranoid I'm gonna accidentally rip this tube out of my fucking kidney, man. I'm fucking I know, dude.
Like,
so
I would worry about that too. Yeah.
Okay. So, but I mean, other than that, I mean, I feel all right. I have a feeling I'm going to feel a lot better once I get this all done. Because here's the thing, dude. This next procedure, fuck, bro. No.
Dude, I know. You told me. Oh, my God. That's a horror movie. That's a horror movie in and of itself, bud.
So this thing is so when you have a big stone like this, there's two options. They can use like sonic waves to break it up into a bunch of pieces and make it easier to pass. Or they can go enter through your penis to remove the stone in one shot, all the stone. So we're going to go that route. And the reason the doctor wants to go this route, he goes, we can try to break those up, which we will, but I'm just telling you, it's going to break up into way too many pieces. It could take up to 4 to 6 weeks for you to pass everything. It's going to be so much to pass. You're going to go through weeks and weeks and weeks of pain trying to pass all these little stones. He's like, it's just not even worth it. So I guess technically they just go in through my penis, but it's not gonna. They're not gonna bring it out through my dick, obviously, because it's just too fucking big. So I think
rip the fuck out of it.
I know, I'd die.
Okay.
I might die. So yeah. So I think the way that they do it is, I'll still have this. I think how they do it is literally using that tube that's in me. That they do something where they move it to like a suction part of that, and literally it sucks through the tube. I believe.
Okay.
I believe it's something like that. It's something to that effect. But it's all very complicated to me, because I'm thinking like, okay, if you're not taking it out through my penis, why do you have to go through my dick to get it? God damn it! Why do you have to go?
Because they want you to really appreciate your penis afterwards.
Yeah.
they really want you to appreciate the power of the dang.
Yeah.
And
So
all of its fantastic things that it can do.
With all that being said, I look very forward to getting this fucking over with. Because even after I won't be out of the woods for about another week after my procedure, because after this, I'll have to wear a stent inside my kidney for like a week afterwards.
Yeah.
So, I'll have that. At least I won't have the bag no more in the tube, but, it is what it is. But, yeah. So that's the update on that. But other than that, I've had so it's funny, since we're talking about The Conjuring today. I actually finally did catch up on the last two Annabelle movies. And I liked
nice.
I liked them both. Creation is really good. It's and so is Annabelle Comes Home. They were both good. It's funny because I had watched the original and it was pretty bad, man. I was very disappointed. I did not like it, and I remember people saying like, "Oh my god!" Like when I heard they were coming out with another one, Creation, I'm like, "Oh my god, really?" But then I heard it was good, and then I just never watched it. But everyone said it was good, and they weren't lying. It is good. They're both good. I enjoyed them both.
Yeah, the first Annabelle is pretty bad, but yeah, I agree too. I like Creation. I really like Annabelle Comes Home a lot.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
We'll have to talk about that one these days.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right. We're talking about The Conjuring. There was something that happened that I wanted to mention last week, and we completely spaced it. Is I wanted to throw a huge shout out to all of the awesome podcasts that have joined the podcast network, of which there are a plenty.
Yeah. And, so in the last few weeks alone, it looks like we have added Bloody Date Night. We watched a movie, you and I both know those guys because of their YouTube channel.
I've been a fan of We Watched a Movie for a while.
Yeah, they have a great YouTube channel. So we got Bloody Date Night. We watched a movie, The Scream Queens 85, The Lane Shift, Slasher Media, Eroticosaurus, and then Heels and Quads.
Heels and Quads, bro, yeah.
Yes, which is a wrestling podcast. So we added a wrestling podcast. It's funny how wrestling and horror kind of go together, but all the others that we just named, so they're a wrestling podcast, and all the others are horror, pretty horror based. But yeah, we have dude, there's how many is that now in the network?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, kind of 13, because the Wham Boys brought both. They have two. They have We Watch the Movie podcast, and then they have Just Like the Movie.
So there's right around somewhere pretty close to 13 podcasts right now in the network.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
exciting, man. It's very awesome. So everybody, welcome to the family, all you guys.
Yeah.
And we'll, we're going to try and do a bonus episode, hopefully here in October. I think we were talking about trying to do a little thing to kind of pull some people from the other casts on, and we'll do a little something for you guys, hopefully. It'll be fun. It'll be really cool. I've really been enjoying listening to everybody's stuff and catching up on it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's been exciting. It's really cool. I love to see the podcast network grow.
Yep.
It's
great.
Shouts out to Riley and Nick. They've been doing a lot of work. They've been really busting their ass trying to do stuff. They've set up the slashingcast.net.
Yes.
Great website. You can go. Yep. The podcasts are all featured right at the top when you go there, and it's exciting.
And the network now has a YouTube, guys. If you look at our socials, you'll find our link tree links where it has all the links to like our socials and where you can find our podcast. I've updated that link tree, guys. So if you click on that, like from our Twitter, if you even on our pinned tweet on our Twitter, it's there. It'll list all of it. Have the network's website, the network's YouTube. It's all there, so we're good to go.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. We're doing we've been doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
we're doing a lot of shit, man. Oh goodness. But yeah, so shouts out to all those guys.
That was a good segue from a surgeon entering through my penis.
from PP body horror to body. We talk about it all, everybody. We got you covered.
That was a great segue from my penis to thanking all the new podcasters. Perfect. All right, good. It's perfect.
It's good stuff, man.
Good.
It's the content that people come here for, Andy.
Fucking A.
All right, man. Well, let's get into this discussion, guys. And we'll go ahead and throw our homework out to you because this is the first time we've done this. Next week, we're talking about The Conjuring 2.
Yeah, we are.
We just wanted to go ahead and tackle both of these bad boys.
Yeah, I thought it'd be.
You got your homework.
I thought it'd be fun to do. We've never done that where we've done like the first two of a franchise back to back, and I feel like these two, the first two Conjurings, they're just fun to cover back to back weeks, and they're just both really good movies, and I think it's good. I think it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you have HBO, regular HBO or HBO Max, you can find The Conjuring 2 streaming on HBO or HBO Max right now. So,
or if you have my password to my Vudu account,
you can do that too.
You can watch them there.
You can do that too.
So, all right, buddy, you ready to get into this?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, guys, enjoy this discussion of The Conjuring.
Oh, really?
Let me try with pleasure hands.
Clap. I'm gonna get you now. I can hear you breathing.
You took your blindfold off. I win. I was in Christine and Nancy's room.
Girls, it's way past your bedtime.
All right, Andy, we are talking about The Conjuring from 2013.
Yeah.
James Wan. Should we go ahead and call it a classic?
Well, I mean, it's so funny. Are you really? It's so funny that you're asking me that, because I was just gonna come out strong with how this is a modern classic, dude. This movie's that.
Fuck yeah.
I really do think this movie's that good, and I don't think I'm overreacting. I really don't.
No.
Yeah, dude. James Wan. I've talked about it before. This is only the second James Wan film that we've discussed. We talked about Insidious in an earlier episode. He's one of my favorite directors. Has been since Saw. I've literally watched. I take that back. I've watched every movie of his except. Didn't he direct like Fast 7? That was the only one
He did. He did a Fast and Furious movie. Yeah.
I think it was 7 that he did. It was 6 or 7. That's the only film of his that I have not watched, and I'm sure it's pretty good. I'm sure it's decent. It can't be terrible. It definitely can't be terrible.
It's funny. I'm sure it's good. He says.
Yeah, I'm sure it's. Well, dude, I'm telling you, I love James Wan, but he's a beast. Yeah. He is a beast, and he directs his ass off in this movie. It's written by the Hayes brothers, Chad and what's the other brother's name? Chad and Carrie. They've done. I'm trying to think. They wrote the screenplay to Conjuring 2 as well. I haven't. They did a movie called Whiteout. I did see. I wasn't really a big fan of it. It has Kate Beckinsale. Came out in like 2009.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it wasn't really a big. It was okay. It was all right. Yeah. They did They wrote the screenplay for the House of Wax reboot as well.
I kind of like.
Yeah, I did too.
Not good, but I
kind of did too. So they've done some stuff. So it's cool. And great script, by the way, by the Hayes brothers. Great script.
Yeah.
Let's see. This thing is sporting good scores on IMDb. 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb. That's pretty high on IMDb for a horror movie.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's really good. Rotten Tomatoes, critics, 86% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, 83% audience score. People like this movie.
That's super close. To see that super close like that's pretty rare.
Yeah, it is pretty rare. Those are some pretty good scores. People like this movie, dude. We're not alone. We're not alone.
This is a good one. This is a really good fuck. It's great. I'm really glad we're talking about this now because we just talked about the Amityville Horror.
Oh, I know.
Which some people call a classic.
Yes.
And when you watch that movie and then you watch this movie, this movie literally is Citizen Kane compared to the Amityville Horror.
Oh,
in
it
my
is.
opinion.
This
movie is so much better on every single level.
Yep.
And because it has what were our biggest complaints about Amityville, right? The lack of family dynamic, there was no urgency because I didn't know or give a shit about anybody except for Grizzly Adams looking fucking James Brolin and Lois Lane.
Like I didn't even know how much Margot Kidder really loved her children because they never gave me an opportunity to really see it.
Right.
To show it,
exactly.
Well, it's funny. I even said this. If you go back and listen to the Amityville Horror episode, I even said, I go, dude, I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to watch The Conjuring. Like, dude, I was on this rant about how I feel Amityville Horror is overrated. And I said, dude, like next week we're doing Conjuring, and I guarantee you I'm going to watch The Conjuring, and I'm just going to tell myself how much, and I'm just going to see and keep telling myself how much a better film this is than Amityville Horror. And it's not even
so much better.
It really is. And again, we don't want to knock on Amityville as much as, it's just the facts. It is what it is. And it really, at the end of the day, they're very similar movies. They're very similar. It's eerily similar.
Yes.
There's even even the Warrens, Ed and Lorraine, they actually investigated the Amityville Horror. So
they did. Yeah.
So there's even that connection there. So actually, these two movies actually do have a big connection. You could argue that they exist in the same universe. Technically, you could. Yeah. You could. Yeah. And I'm actually surprised, unless I've always missed it. Have they ever dropped an Amityville Horror Easter egg or something in one of the Conjurings that I missed?
I don't know.
I'm actually a little surprised there's never been a reference yet from the Warrens, but maybe because it's a different studio. I don't know who did, because I know Warner Brothers does the Conjuring universe, so I wonder if Warner Bros. Probably doesn't. Maybe that has a reason. Maybe that's why. But yeah,
they do. They do have an Easter egg that connects it to the Amityville franchise, and it's at the very end of this movie. Yeah, it's at the very end of this movie. It says, returning home, Lorraine tells Ed that they left a message stating that they had gained approval from the Vatican to perform the exorcism, and that they have another case to investigate on Long Island. That is.
Oh fuck! That is.
Yeah, so
that
is it right there.
That's so funny. That's funny. Yeah, dude. This movie is. I mean, I don't know. Just right off the top of my head, the positives. One, James Wan directs the shit out of this movie, dude.
Oh,
I mean, this might, in my opinion, this might be my favorite directorial job he's done, and that's saying a lot, dude. Yeah, that's saying a lot.
Some good work,
because I'm very passionate about the movie Saw, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think it to be true. This is just. He does such a good job. The visual storytelling in this is just so fucking good, dude.
Yes, it is.
So James Wan's direction, the script is very good. The writing's good. This film puts on a fucking clinic on how to use sound effects in a fucking horror movie.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's some of the best, dude. And Insidious is the same. I think we said the same thing about Insidious, which is also James Wan. But like it's the same thing with The Conjuring, dude. Like these sound effects are used in such a meaningful way, and it's like without that, dude, this movie is half as good as it is. It maybe even not even that. But the sound design's just fucking brilliant in this. And also I love the cast. Love the cast.
Yes,
love the cast.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about it. Well, you know me, I'm a huge fan of characters. I'm a huge fan of that in movies, and this movie has that in spades. Because I mean, first, Patrick Wilson's always good. I love Patrick Wilson, and I love Vera Farmiga. I have a mad crush on her.
Yep, she was
amazing.
She's an Oscar nominee. She didn't win. I think she was nominated for Up in the Air with George Clooney. I think she was nominated.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think she won, but she's Oscar nominated actress, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm normally not a huge fan of Lily Taylor, but I think she's really fucking good in this.
Dude, Lily Taylor gives one of the, if not the strongest performance in this movie. She is really fucking good.
I think it's her strongest performance. I think it's her strongest performance
for sure.
In her career.
Yeah, she's really good.
I mean, because she's fantastic in it, and I know, like I said, I normally really don't care much for her. And Peter,
really,
why? And his goddamn. Why am I not a fan of Lily Taylor? I don't know.
Like
just
her.
something about. Just something about her always falls flat with me.
First thing I ever saw Lily Taylor in, I think, was she was Rudy's girlfriend that ends up marrying his brother in the movie Rudy.
yeah. Maybe that's it.
That could be. Maybe all right.
That's it.
Now it makes sense.
Discovered.
That's why you don't like her.
But it's also got Peter and Ron Livingston and his goddamn TPS report.
I tell you, why doesn't Ron Livingston get more roles?
I don't know, because he's a good actor, man. He's so very competent,
dude. I could argue.
Yeah, he's a competent actor, man.
Dude, and he's got a range, dude. Like if you watch Office Space and this back to back, he is so comedically on point in Office Space. And then he's really good as a caring father in the 70s in this. Yeah. Like it's funny you said that, because it's like I thought that after I got done watching, I was just reading up on the movie a little bit and was looking at Ron's like past credits and whatnot. And I remember thinking, why didn't he blow the fuck up after Office Space? Can someone tell?
I don't know, man.
I mean, not that the guy's like had a shitty career. I mean, he's had a good career, but honestly, right. I'm surprised Hollywood hasn't made sure he's had a better career, to be honest. Like, he should be popping up in more stuff and more leads, dude. Like, he's good. I like him.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Always have.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's a lot of good in this movie. There's a lot to talk about if we wanted to just keep rambling on about all the good shit in it. And you mentioned the sound. I had that written down because I love the use of sound design. This movie is lit and shot beautifully.
Oh, I didn't even mention that. I love how this movie's shot.
Are perfectly dark. You know what I mean? And oh my god, they so good.
No,
it's so wonderful.
Yeah, the shots in this movie's shot really well. It really is, dude. There isn't anything about this movie I do not like. I agree. I literally don't have any criticism for it. I can't think of one. If someone were to bring a few to my attention, I might acknowledge
it. Very small one.
Yeah,
I have one very small one.
What is it?
We'll get to it when we'll go through the movie a little bit. As we always do, everybody. We're gonna take you guys through the movie. We'll stop. We'll talk about certain scenes that might catch our interest, and then when things come up, you know how we do.
This movie made a shit ton of money.
This has a good cold open. It made a shit ton of money. $320 million.
Yeah, worldwide so $319 worldwide on a $20 million budget, $137 million domestically. Wow,
good lord.
I love seeing horror. Yeah, it's really good.
I do. I love seeing horror movies make a shitload of money.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
You were gonna say the cold open in this? Yeah, it's a good cold.
Yeah,
open.
the cold open is really good. I like it. It sets up our introduction to Annabelle, which obviously the cold open is so cool that they had to make a spin-off movie.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Annabelle is not The Conjuring.
Yeah. No.
But it is a good cold open. It introduced us to our characters, which is really the Ed and Lorraine Warren are played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, and they are really the driving force behind this whole franchise.
Yeah.
I guess the movie was originally titled The Warren Files, and and of course it was then changed to The Conjuring. But yeah, that's basically. So they are very much the driving force behind the entire Conjuring franchise, really.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what the cold open does, is it basically sets us up to meet these two people. They're kind of demonologists is what they've been called. And it's great because the opening shot is perfect. It's just beautiful. The first thing we see is Annabelle's creepy ass fucking eye.
Yep.
God, that doll is ugly, and I'm really glad they use that doll and not what Annabelle really looked, because Annabelle's really just a Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, it was a Raggedy Ann doll, right?
Yeah, but the design on Annabelle is fantastic, which is why I understand why people wanted this an Annabelle movie. But we like I said, we meet Ed and Lorraine Warren. It shows them talking to these three dumbass kids that decided to invite a demon to their doll. and then it cuts to them
I know
giving
hold on there. She's like, well, the kid, like the girl seemed really, because they were telling the Warrens that they like have this little kid living with them. That's this entity, and she's like, she was so nice. And she was lonely, so we told her it was okay if she took the body of Annabelle, the doll.
Everything seemed on the up and up.
Yeah, and dude, Ed Warren's face, dude. He's like, "Oh, bitch, she fucked up." His face, his face is literally like, "Bitch, you done fucked up." So, because apparently, if you do that, that makes your situation even worse. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah,
good stuff, man. She seemed on the up and up.
She did. Oh my god!
Like, okay, it's on even if on what planet does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, I think she and it's not like they were dummies. She even she goes, "We're nurses, we like to help people." Like, dude, they're fucking RNs, dude. They're this brain dead.
I would never want to be injured in their hospital.
No, no, definitely not. So I'm glad they weren't at my weekend stay a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, they'd have told that doctor to yank that thing out. Yeah. Just pull it right back out. You got it. Shit. But anywho, so yeah, it cuts back to them. They're at a college and they're giving like lectures and doing like a seminar. on basically what they do. And that's the cold open serves as us meeting them, and then it cuts to the Conjuring title card, which is
a really cool title card, by the way.
so good, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I love the title card.
Dude,
it's so good.
So I love the font that they use of the Conjuring logo.
Mhm.
That number one, I love that. And two, the score in this is really good. I really like the score, and that score's playing. And right before that, it starts off with a little like history of the Warrens' bio, like a scrolling, of them, and then it goes into the Conjuring title card, and the fucking scores blaring. I love it. Great title card drop in this.
Yeah, hell yeah. So basically, then we open up into the movie, and the basic premise of the movie is that this takes place in 1971.
Yep.
And Roger and Carolyn Perrin, I'm not sure how to pronounce.
I think it's
her last
Perrin.
name.
I think it's Perrin. I would say
they move into a farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island, with their 5 daughters. That's a lot,
dude. I know they got a 5-pack, bro.
Man.
They're just shy of a 6-pack. God damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot of ladies.
I know that is.
Oh,
five daughters.
Into,
I know. I love that it's all girls.
5
too.
daughters.
I know.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Their dog, they move, and their dog Sadie, and they move into this new house. Well, they move in. Dog's like, no thanks, I don't want to be part of this.
Sadie knows, man.
Yeah, Sadie knows something's wrong because Sadie refuses to go into that.
Yeah, Dad's trying to drag her in off the front porch, and she ain't fucking budging, bro.
No, she ain't trying to have it at all. While they're moving in, after they get most of their belongings in, the Nancy and Christine are playing a game of hide and clap, which I've never even heard of, but it looks not fun at all. Hide and clap does not look fun to me. I would not want to have to walk around blindfolded just listening to claps.
Now that you mention it, it is kind of a dangerous game. Like what if you have to go upstairs or downstairs?
Exactly. That's all I could think. In the scene when Mom's playing with the little girl.
Yep.
That's all I could think is, oh, she's gonna fall down the fucking stairs.
I know.
It's
a pretty dangerous game.
Very quick.
Yeah. They shouldn't even be allowed to play in it. Yeah,
no, they shouldn't be allowed.
Well, actually, you know what? I do have a problem with this movie. They're bad parents for allowing them to play the clap game.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, we found it. We found a fault. We found a flaw in the movie. Horrible parenting. While Nancy and Christine are playing hide and clap, they end up finding a entrance to a cellar that was boarded up. Okay. This is where horror movie people always make this mistake. I'm going to tell all of our listeners, all right? And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you find a boarded up cellar in a closet, keep it boarded up.
Yes. Yes.
Nothing good comes of this, people.
Nothing.
Nothing. Because he goes downstairs, and he finds a creepy fucking organ. Because there's nothing creepy about a fucking organ sitting down there. Right. It's a bunch of people's shit. And they just fucking said, fuck that. We're just boarding this shit up. We don't want to have nothing to do with it. But they want to go through it and start selling everything. They made this movie themselves. they created it. They created this whole situation.
I agree with you, and you're not wrong. But if I did just buy a house and I found like this almost like kind of secret boarded up basement that had all this old cool shit down there, I would probably go through it because Roger, the dad, even says it. There's probably a bunch of old stuff down here we could sell. Which I bet there would be.
Could be some antiques.
Yeah, because everything looks so antique-ish and old, and I think we find out in the movie. I think they built the house in the 1850s or something.
I think so.
Something like that. But God, shit's probably been down there for almost 200 years. It's pretty wild.
It had cobwebs on cobwebs.
Yeah,
it was nasty. But anywho, he decides to. He's gonna sell everything. Well, shit starts going wrong within the first fucking couple of nights. The clocks stop at 3:07 every morning.
Clocks.
Every morning, every clock stops at 3:07.
Yep.
And that's another element that was present in the Amityville Horror, or clocks, or not the clock stopping, but him waking up at like something.
Yeah, yeah.
Birds are flying to their deaths.
Yep.
And then, unfortunately, Sadie doesn't last very long. I think she dies like the first night, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. She dies the first morning they wake up. The littlest daughter found Sadie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just dead in the backyard. It doesn't explain. They don't go into depth as to how she died, but they just say they find the dog dead in the morning.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see the dog kind of like laying on the ground in a distance, but yeah, I mean the dog's just is gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just find the dog mysteriously dead, and yeah. I don't like when dogs die in movies, but
no, I'm not a fan either. Like I love the John Wick movies.
I got another problem with this movie. The dog dies. Sadie dies.
Dog dies. Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah. I'm on to your trick.
This was almost a 4, man. I'm down to 2.
I know. No shit.
Oh man. Okay, so shit starts getting bad. Christine is the first to kind of encounter something evil.
Yes.
It's when she's sleeping, and she gets literally almost pulled off the bed by her foot, and it wakes her up, scares the shit out of her, of course. And this is when we get that really great use of fucking the darks being super fucking dark. And because the door opens, and behind the door, it's just fucking pitch black. But you can see, like, other stuff, you know? You can make out shit. And her sister wakes up, and she goes to investigate and everything, but it's so fucking dark, and I love that.
Yeah, James Wan, he's got a hell of an eye, dude.
He does. He has a great eye.
He does. He has I say this term a lot about visual storytelling, but James Wan fits that bill. He's just really good at taking words off a page and visually telling the story to us. He's so he is. Fucking good at that, dude. Like like you're right with the lighting, dude, and the darkness and everything, dude. It's so on point. It's
perfect. It's fucking beautiful.
It is from a technical standpoint. This movie is pretty flawless, dude. It really is.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, the production on this movie. Fantastic! It's top notch.
Yeah. One thing too, you can just tell and this goes with every James Wan movie I've ever seen. He's got one of those eyes where he also has attention for detail, and it's even just the little like this takes place in 1971, right? Like, and the way this movie is captured, between even like just the characters, their wardrobe, certain shots. They even do a good job of just capturing that this movie takes place in 1971, because it definitely looks like it does. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah,
right. That's another thing. It's just like they didn't get lazy on that. You know what I mean? Like it's just, like you walk in the first time they walk in the house, right, and they're moving in. And look at the clothes they're wearing. Look at the stuff around the house. Look at the stuff they're carrying. It's so on point, dude. It's so on point.
Everything looks period.
Yes.
It's very, very late 60s, early 70s. Everything looks late 60s, which it would. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And then
because there was that, obviously, transitional period in the early 70s.
Right.
Everyone was fucking lost and didn't know how to dress.
And then another thing that this film does that it puts a clinic on is just the usage of the most basic things, like the floor and open door creaking, that shit is so on point. And honestly, it's brilliantly used in this movie. Just those little things. Like I wasn't there for the Paranormal Activity talk, but it's kind of similar to that. The usage of, just a door opening. I mean, or the sound of that door opening. Like it's the simplest thing. It's the simplest effect. Like it's borderline not even an effect. It is, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just I love the simplicity of it, because it makes it that much more authentic, the experience of watching this movie, dude. And it's like,
absolutely.
This movie's, I don't know, man. Let's keep moving. I'm just going to go on about how brilliant I think this movie is.
It's fine. We get another night, and this is when shit really gets real, is when Carolyn
Real quick, when they're in the room, you're right. When she says she thinks her sister farts, and she's like,
yeah, she keeps saying like, "Quit farting because something smells really."
Yeah, so it's and they say throughout the movie it smells like rotten meat. Is what it smells like, dude. So that element too in this, I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
he mentions Ed mentions that the smell of rotting could be a sign of
demonic,
malevolent presence, basically. Demonic presence.
Yeah.
But shit starts to get really bad very very quick when Carolyn is attacked because she hears clapping in the hallway. She goes to investigate, and she gets trapped in that closet / basement entrance. And I love that, and once again we get to see how great the use of the darks is.
Yeah,
because she like lights a match, and those hands just show up out of nowhere and fucking clap behind her.
Yep.
And I love that. It's so fucking good.
I know. In the same, dude, you're right.
People
good,
and
good call with the lighting, dude. You're so spot on with that.
So good. I've heard people call that a jump scare. And I don't call that a jump scare.
No, I mean...
Because that scare was built off of and developed off of built tension.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And jump scares aren't built off of tension.
No.
Jump scares are just shit that happens.
That's cheap.
And it makes me mad when people... Yeah, exactly.
It's cheap
and it makes
and not
me mad
earned.
when people call that a jump scare. Right, because that was fucking tense. Because we're sitting there waiting. We're waiting. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these goddamn hands just show up and clap.
Yep.
That scared the shit out of me the first time I saw
I know.
that.
Well, I know, me too. And even the other part, the similar part where mom's blindfolded and she's looking for her daughter because they're playing this fucking clap game.
Oh,
She goes into the room where that armoire is, and that like armoire closet, and she hears the clapping, and then the fucking armoire opens, and then she's like, clap one more, or she asks the daughter to clap again. She thinks she's talking to the doctor, and then the hands stick out of the armoire, dude, and go,
I know.
Dude, what? What? No,
so
bro.
Good.
No.
It's so good.
It's so good,
Man.
dude. But that's what I honestly, dude, that's why this movie is so fucking brilliant. Just simple stuff like that. This movie honestly does show, and other movies like it, like Paranormal Activity, they really show you don't necessarily have to put all your money in visual effects and special effects when doing this type of movie. You really don't. I mean, this movie already did cost $20 million. Can you imagine what this movie would cost if they wouldn't have done how they got usage out of creaking doors and creaking floors and doors opening and doors slamming and all that shit. Yeah, I mean, that's so much production value there, dude. It's it's insane. I mean, can you imagine like if you were doing another movie and you didn't use those to the full effect like James Wan does in this, dude, your budget probably would have been like $30 million. It probably got you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You know,
there would have been a lot of wasted money.
Yeah, for sure.
Because take a look at this, and we'll compare. Let's compare this to a real quickly. Let's compare this to a bloated haunted house movie. We'll look at The Haunting by fucking Jean de Bont, the guy that directed fucking Speed, which also has Lily Taylor in it.
So to be fair to Jean de Bont, though, do you know he is one of the best cinematographers in the business?
He's a great cinematographer.
Yeah,
he's
a legend cinematographer. He is.
But guess what? That movie
Speed
was 14 years older. 14 years older. That movie cost $80 million to make.
Wow.
$80 million. Now it made its money because it made $180 million. That movie. I don't know how, but it did.
Yeah. I know. Keanu didn't even come back for that one.
I know. Keanu wasn't.
I know.
They should have cast
Was
Keanu
it Jason
in The Haunting.
Patrick? It was Jason Patrick.
Well, yeah, you're talking about Speed 2, but I'm talking about The Haunting.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Speed 2.
Fuck no. I'm talking about The Haunting.
I'm sorry.
You goofy
Didn't John
bastard.
DeBond fucking direct Speed 2?
Yeah, he directed both of them. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, he directed the first one too? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he directed the first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Whoops. Yeah, Keanu didn't come back for the second haunting. You're right. He didn't. Jason
they should've
Patrick
been.
did.
Jason Patrick. That's why everybody was scared. It was like, no Keanu. We got Jason Patrick instead. Jesus Christ. What happened to this discussion? We're going off the rails. Okay. Let's try to reel ourselves back in. But the point I was getting at was I was agreeing with you is that could have been a lot of wasted money because in my opinion, The Haunting, that was a lot of wasted money because they put a lot of money in those really, really glamorous special effects and all the cool shit that the fucking house was doing and all that stuff. And it's not nearly as effective as this movie is at all.
I mean, you need some of that stuff.
Yeah, you need some.
But you don't need it. Doesn't need to be all of it. No way.
No.
And this movie, Insidious, Paranormal Activity, those are the three movies that come up right off the top of my head where they execute what we're talking about, where it's just the simplest of, I mean, dude, just the idea of using a basic door opening or closing to your advantage to make your movie super tense and super intense and scary. It to me, I'm sorry, it's fucking brilliant. It is. It's smart. It's intelligent filmmaking. Period.
It is.
James Wan knows what the fuck, dude. All I can tell you, dude, is James Wan knows how to direct a fucking horror movie. My God, the dude is a fucking dude. He is a beast in this movie, dude. I am telling you, he directs the shit out of this movie, bro.
Yeah,
he really does. I'll just say it, dude. I think this is probably the best horror movie of the last 20 years. I think I'm ready to say it. I think I'm ready to say it.
It's damn sure up there. It's damn sure up there.
It's easily for me. I don't know for everyone else, but for me, this is easily, just off the top of my head, top 5 horror film since the year 2000, for sure, without a doubt.
It would probably make mine. Well, actually, not even probably. It fucking would. It would definitely fucking make mine.
At least the top 5, right? Yeah,
easily.
Yeah,
easily.
Same. Yeah.
We're going to have to do that one day. We're going to have to do a top 10 horror movies since the year 2000.
You know when we should do that?
Yeah.
We should do that as one of the last episodes. We should do that as a bonus episode, one of the last episodes in December.
I agree. We're going to make it happen. There you guys. You guys heard it right now.
There
Keep us accountable.
There you go.
Yeah, keep us accountable for our promises, guys.
Yes.
All right. So the same night that Carolyn gets trapped in the closet / basement entrance area, the 2 girls are attacked. Andrea and Cindy are attacked in their bedroom, and I love the shot because Cindy keeps sleepwalking. This is the second time that she's done it. And she just walks right up to that armoire and just is not banging, but bumping her head against it.
So creepy. Dude.
And it is super fucking creepy. And Andrea goes and she goes and guides her to her bed. She's just like, well, you can just sleep with me tonight. Lana guides her to the bed and gets her in. And she hears something in the armoire. So she goes to open it. And that's when Cindy kind of wakes up, and I love the shot of that fucking witch lady on top of the fucking armoire, and she jumps down on Andrea.
Yep. Super intense.
Peter filed his TPS reports in a very punctual time because he was able to do that and make it back in time to save all these girls.
Fucking Ron Livingston, man.
Ron Livingston shows up to save the fucking day, man. And he does because he gets into the house and he gets Carolyn out of the fucking the cellar entrance area, and then is able to get up and get into the room and get Andrea and Cindy out of there. And that's when Carolyn's like, okay, we're getting a hold of some people.
Yeah, because I think
if
you remember, I think even after that, she's woken up, or she Carolyn, the mom's like walking around the house because I think she hears something, and all of a sudden, dude, all the fucking picture frames up the staircase that are on the wall up the staircase just start falling everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start falling everywhere and shatter. It's like, oh my god. Yeah, at this point, dude, my kids are getting drug around. I got witches jumping on my kids. I got dude, that element of her of Carolyn the mom showing up with all these random bruises too. I liked that element too. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
She thinks it's some kind of like iron deficiency.
Yeah,
but
she started taking iron deficiency pills and shit. Those were some bad bruises.
Yeah, bad, very bad.
That wouldn't have been no iron deficiency, but hey, I wanted to say something real quick. When they the next day when they're in the basement for the first time, and when I keep wanting to call him Peter, but when Roger is talking about selling that shit, he's like, I'll be up in a second. I want to see if I can get the furnace started. Okay, here's my question. That was a room they found? Where the fuck was the furnace before they found it in that room? You know
That's a good point. You think if you're buying a house, they're gonna let you know where the furnace is.
Yeah, like that makes me wonder, like, because I was trying to think, I was like, oh, that's kind of, it almost feels like maybe slightly flawed writing, but
it's just,
I'm not going to say that honestly, because it's possible.
It's a small discrepancy hole.
It could be, but then I've also seen, because it's an old house, like very old, and because, I mean, look, the lady killed herself in it in 1863. Yeah.
Sure.
So we're talking about a very old house. So it's remotely possible that there's a wood-burning stove, like in the main room, and that's what they thought. That's what they were going to use to heat the house.
I think you're right. Actually, you're right, because I think there is.
Yeah, because that house that was boarded up well before they lived there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm assuming that whoever boarded that shit up put it in like a wood burning stove, but that would have been my only thing. But I quickly, I was looking at that and I was like, because I watched it and even my wife pointed it out too. Like, yeah, I caught that also. I go, I bet you there's like a wood burning stove because
probably
when they boarded that up, the people that boarded that up probably had the foresight to install a wood burning stove to heat the house.
Exactly.
But he's like, oh, I'm going to check out this furnace, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to sell all these antiques and hopefully maybe I'll pay my mortgage. Because they start complaining about money issues really quickly.
Yeah.
But this does lead to, this last series of events did lead to Carolyn contacting Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yeah. She goes to one of their seminars or something or whatever.
Yeah, she does. She goes to a seminar and she listens to them and everything, and she drinks the Kool-Aid and she goes ahead and she buys into it. And I can't blame her.
Oh fuck no!
This is some terrible shit going down, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you're seeing what she's seeing and you get wind and hear about these. You know, I mean, dude, these are your granddaddy's fucking Ghostbusters, bro. That's who these.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
dude, Ed and Lorraine were on the case long before Venkman, Ray, and Egon. That I can tell you.
Hey, don't forget Zedmore. Everybody forgets Winston.
Honestly, I purposely do that every time because everyone does, but I know. Honestly, I was waiting. If you were going to say that, I was actually about to say his name and go, and of course, who everyone always forgets. Yeah, I know.
Oh man!
But yeah, these are your granddaddy's fucking Ghostbusters, bro.
They are. They are. These are the ones that wrote the book on this shit. Literally, several of them. The Warrens show up and they conduct an investigation, and quickly they're like, "Yeah, your house needs an exorcism." like they walk in and they're like, "Yep, this place is fucked up, man. Y'all are screwed." It literally, like the look on Lorraine's face when she first walks in and she sees some shit, she had stink face,
dude.
She's like, "Oh my god, there is some serious fucking shit happening."
Yeah, I just think of Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost going, "Molly, you in danger, girl. You in danger, girl." That's exactly what I mean. That's the face what she had. Like,
Yep,
Carolyn,
it was.
you in danger, girl. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it
Lorraine
was.
knows, dude. Like, this family, this house is fucked, and this family is fucked because but I love the build up because they basically just show them giving Lorraine and Ed a tour, and they're not letting us know what Lorraine's seeing yet, what she's thinking yet. So after the little tour, then it cuts to them. I think they're at a table, or they're finally talking or whatever, and that's when she tells him, like, as soon as I walked in the door, this spirit was, this entity was right behind Roger, and then it was right behind the girls, the daughters, and then so basically they're saying that this entity is attaching themselves to this family, like it's attached itself to them in a sense, and that. Now that it's attached it to them, even if they move from the house, it won't help because this spirit or entity has attached themselves to them, which is not. Yeah, that's not ideal. I don't.
No, not at all. Things are bad, man.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
You in danger, girl. That's so good. That's so funny. Oh man. So they need to get authorization from the Catholic Church, and they need to gather further evidence to submit to get approval for an exorcism.
Yes.
And they do this. They look up a bunch of stuff, and they find out that this house.
Oh my God.
This has like this shit. They bought this on an auction at a courthouse. And this is the reason that there is full disclosure now.
Yeah.
Like this house right here, because it was owned by an accused witch a fucking witch named Bathsheba.
Yeah.
Sure really? Was. Bathsheba?
Sure was.
She sacrificed her week-old child to the devil.
Yes.
And killed herself in the year 1863 at 3:07 in the morning. After cursing all who would take her land. And then the land, all that land that farmhouse was on, all that farmland was all divided up, and there was a bunch of houses built on it.
Yep.
And everybody fucking killed themselves and, and each other that built houses on that shit.
Yep.
So this was like murder, suicide central fucking neighborhood.
Yes.
Like, good Lord. How terrible. All sorts of horrible shit.
And a fucking witch was the original homeowner.
Yeah. That's some shit you want to know.
Yeah, and
like,
dude,
when
she was married,
Realtor.com.
Dude, some dude married her. What was he thinking?
I don't know.
He married her. He knocked her up, had a kid with her, and everything. My God.
Yeah, when you're on Realtor.com and you see that shit in the comments, don't go check out the house. just go ahead and move on to the next one.
In all my years of working at real estate and mortgage business, I have never seen any of my reports come back, and I'm going through the notes of the property's history. I've never seen 1863, a witch hung herself in the backyard. Never saw that one. I did never see that one. That never appeared.
That's good. That's a good thing, I suppose.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, man. Here we get introduced to a couple of people.
And real quick, all this, by the way, this is that I did confirm all this because, I mean, guys, this is based off a true story and the accounts from the Warrens of their past. But I guess the witch lady and all that, like, she's real. Like, I even found like a picture of her fucking gravestone online. Like it's real, dude. Like that woman existed. Like, that story about what she did is 100% accurate. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
Wow, that's crazy to think.
Yeah.
Okay, like I was gonna say, they get to meet a couple of other people that are gonna come in and help the Warrens. Drew Thomas and a police officer named Brad Hamilton. And I want to say that real quick. I think Drew Thomas's character was written for Lee Wanell.
I probably,
because every time I see that kid that plays Drew, it was played by, let me find his name real quick. Shannon Cook is his name. All I see is Lee Wanell.
I know.
I just see Lee Whannell. I bet he was supposed to play that.
And this is one of a select few movies that James Wan and Lee Whannell did not collaborate on.
Right.
Apparently James Wan has always been fascinated by the Warrens, and if he always said that he always thought to himself and always said that he would like to direct or do a movie about the Warrens someday. And sure as shit, the Hayes brothers wrote the script, and apparently, ironically, their number one choice, even before they talked to him to direct this movie, was James Wan. I think that's cool.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really good.
So
I love that.
Yeah, it's very cool. And again, this is right off the heels, a couple years removed from, a few years removed from Insidious, which is it's from the same subgenre. So, it is kind of wild that James Wan did Insidious and Conjuring 3 years apart. That's kind of crazy to me, but because
it doesn't feel like that long.
It doesn't, but they're so close to, because Insidious came out in what, 2010, right? I think.
Had to been,
yeah, something like that. But yeah, I found that cool. I saw an interview with James Wan he was talking about. So he's always been like very interested in the Warrens period, and this was a project that this wasn't like because most of the projects that Lee Whannell and James Wan do together, they co-write too. Absolutely. James Wan, I believe, just directed and probably got a producer credit or something. But he was, James Wan. I don't believe wrote the script of this. He might have. I think. No. I think he co-wrote the second one though. This is a this is a random horror movie case where you're not going to see Lee Whannell in any way, shape, or form a part of a James Wan horror movie. Now,
it's weird though.
It is weird.
Often.
It kind of makes me sad. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of
a little bit. I'm telling you, I really think that Drew Thomas character would. Lee Whannell would have played the shit out of it. Not that Shannon Cook did a bad job, because he's a really good character. All the characters in this are really
great,
good, and everybody brings their A game. But we get some really good character development stuff here when they're starting to set up for like their investigation and stuff, and we get to see just how good and nice and good people like Ed and Lorraine Warren are. He's offers to help him fix the fucking car. And shit.
Fixes the carburetor on his car.
He plays guitar and sings.
Yeah.
For the family and shit. That's like, I love that. I love to see all of that. Like, that's really, really cool stuff.
Well, they're good people. And I find it's cool because he's like a demonologist is what he calls himself. And apparently he's like approved by the fucking Catholic Church. Like
yeah, he's like one of the only non-ordained approved I guess investigators or whatever.
That's pretty cool. And then she's kind of more of a medium. Like her ability is like almost that psychic ability where she can talk to or she can see. She has visions, she has visions and stuff like that. It's kind of random that they ended up like meeting and stuff and getting married. Mm-hmm. It was a perfect match. It's kind of funny. It's kind of random. It's kind of random.
Yeah, that's like
I mean, like what? I mean, that'd be like I don't know.
That'd be like Siegfried and Roy. Like, what are the odds of one?
Yeah, if they met in like high school before they had a bunch of tigers. I know. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be like Superman and Supergirl meeting each other when they were like 17. Like don't even. It's like, what the fuck? It's the same thing.
Well, not to flash my nerd card too hard, but Supergirl is Superman's cousin.
Oh, wait, you're right. Damn. Wasn't it by marriage, though? Oh, wait, never mind.
I don't know, bro.
You're right. They are cousins, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Fuck. Superman and Wonder Woman. There you go.
There you go. Oh, man. Okay, so we get some good investigation and some good stuff, good character development that I really liked. Once again, we get Cindy fucking sleepwalking again, and all the cameras and stuff start flashing off. But they're like, "Well, she's not setting the cameras off. There's something with her,
Yeah.
Oh shit! I skipped a point. I skipped a part when Carolyn gets attacked. By Bathsheba while the kids are out for ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
God, that's
yeah.
fucking.
I know, and
nasty.
actually, we skipped over another part too. When after the Warrens have their talk, they have the recording. When they go back,
Oh yeah.
and he's listening to it, Carolyn doesn't come up on the recording at all.
Yeah, like not at all. That's crazy. I love that.
Yeah, it was another cool element. Did not the tape recorder recorded everyone else's audio, but not Carolyn.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got Carolyn gets attacked by Bathsheba in the dopest way, and it's fucking nasty. She like vomits blood into Carolyn's mouth.
It's fucking scary. And right before that's a really good effect too, because Lorraine's doing like hanging laundry sheets.
Yeah.
And when the sheets kind of fall, the wind blows it off, and it lands like it's on someone, and then flies up to the window, and then that's when she sees the image in the window, and she starts sprinting up there, and then that's as she's running up there, the demon is possessing Carolyn at this point. That's pretty much what's happening. Yep.
That is exactly It's really good. I like it. So now that night is when Cindy is sleepwalking, setting off all the shit, and they find that's where they find a secret passage inside the fucking armoire there. They call it a ward, but it's a big ass armoire. And Lorraine goes back there, and that's where the little girl not Cindy. What's the little girl's name? April? Is that the tiniest one? I think it's April.
So. I believe it is.
She says that's where a little boy ghost would hide.
Right.
Rory.
Rory.
I think.
Rory.
Yeah. She said that's where he hides when he gets scared. And when Lorraine climbs back there, there's like toys and shit back there. And that's where she finds that music box. Yep. There's like a perfect spot where that music box was sitting, where you could see the dust hadn't settled on it.
Yep.
So that's where, and then she falls. This would be fucking horrifying, dude. She falls from what would be roughly the third floor all the way down into the cellar. Like, holy shit, that would scare the fucking shit out. Well, she's lucky she didn't break her shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we get some pretty good good ghosty shit down there.
We do. And I love when the Warrens when they come back and they actually do see a disturbance and they want to go down in the basement, and then the camera switches to the camera view of this old 70s camera that they're rocking.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool too. It makes it feel like you're right behind them, like you're right there with them. You know what I mean? It just looked. I love that. That's how it kind of just gave it a more authentic feel. It kind of made it feel like a documentary for a few minutes. You know, with using that camera angle, that camera lens, and whatnot. I really like that shot. I love that they decided to, instead of just, you know, having a camera on the camera guy, use the camera guy, but use his camera filter, what that camera would look like in 1971, and this is the shot we're going to get. Thought that was cool.
I like that stuff. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Well, it pulls you into the movie. I mean,
exactly.
We get some other we get all sorts of good ghosty stuff kind of happens here, because this is where Brad gets attacked. Well, it doesn't really get attacked. He gets a shit scared out of him by that maid, the suicide maid.
Look what she made me do, or something.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. I love it. And then Lorraine sees the ghost of that woman that was possessed and killed her child. I think she's the one that killed Rory.
Yeah.
I think so anyway. That's what I'm assuming.
And then Nancy, the one daughter, gets drug around by her hair around the whole
fucking hair.
My God, thrown up against the fucking like glass cabinet wall. My God. Yeah,
a lot of shit happens at this time, and it doesn't feel rushed.
No,
you know what I mean?
No,
it happens at a good pace.
I was just gonna say this movie is paced beautifully. You're never bored with this movie. Never. I am at no moment in this movie am I bored. Every time I watch this movie, I am fully engaged, because I'm engaged because of what I'm seeing on screen.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's no other way to put it. but it's just like, I don't know, man. Just down from, like, you're right. A lot of shit happens, and you're right. It does not feel rushed. Like, this movie is just, it's paced dude, it's paced perfectly. It's paced beautifully. A lot of things happen, but it's not overkill. It's not too much. This movie flows really well. This movie, here's two things I do. Well, here's one thing I do like about the story and how it's told on the screen and how the story comes together. I love how for the first act of this movie, you're getting to know the family and you're getting to know the Warrens. You're going back you're going back and forth between them, the family and the Warrens.
Right.
And I love how it kind of comes full circle in the story and everything kind of meets up towards the middle of the movie. It all makes sense. It all comes together. It just flows. Not that it wasn't going to make sense, but it just, the way it flows, the way the story just flows together on screen, it just works, dude. It does. Because it's even, how it is in some movies when you're going back and forth from one group of people that you're trying to get to know to another. Sometimes it can be too much, where they're going back and forth too much, and what they're given to you when they go to them, it's kind of not meaningful at all. But in this, that, like, every time they go back and forth between the family and the Warrens in the first half of this movie, every time it's something meaningful is happening for both. You're finding out really good information, or you're seeing something fucking crazy. So it comes together so well. This is a great story, great script by the Hayes brothers. It really is.
Yeah, I agree completely. Yeah, the bounce back and forth it was super necessary because they're developing the characters between everybody. Because this is the first time we've met the Warrens. This is the first installment in a franchise, really.
Yep.
You're right. This movie the story was told really.
It was.
And James Wan, he directed the fuck out of this movie.
He really does, dude.
He really.
He gets it. He
So
gets
good.
it. He gets he just gets he gets it, man. He just has the eye.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to light a fucking room. He knows what his shots want to look like. He knows what he wants his movie to look like. He just knows, dude. He knows what the fuck he's doing. He just knows, man. I mean, again, I'll say it again, but I can't say this enough. The usage of just the simplest things he does in this movie is brilliant. It's brilliant, bro. It's just so intelligent, and I respect the shit out of it, man. Because literally, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to go that route. He had a $20 million budget movie. He didn't have to go that route, but he did.
Right.
Because it's smart and it's effective.
Exactly. He knows what's going to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we are approaching the final act, and
my God, what a final act it is!
What a fucking final act this is, man. The Warrens leave that to go take their evidence to Father Gordon. To try to get approval for a exorcism, but it has to come directly from the Vatican because the parent family aren't members of the Catholic Church. So, but Father Gordon's like, I'll push it through. I'll get approval as soon as I can.
Yeah, Father. Well, he makes an appearance in a lot of these movies in this universe.
Yeah, he does because I think he's. I want to say it's him that's in Annabelle Comes Home too, isn't it?
Yeah, and then he's in.
So yeah.
Have you seen La Llorona? I have not seen that.
The Curse of La Llorona?
Yeah,
no, I haven't seen it.
That's part of this universe too. They didn't really.
I've heard that it is, but I don't think it actually is.
No, it honestly. Is. It is. They confirmed it is, but they didn't promote it very well as such. But it 100% is. That father's in the movie as that character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have to watch it. I haven't shit on, but
yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Mean
I think it's on HBO too. I think it's on HBO right now.
Nice.
But yeah, that's actually the only movie in this universe that I have not seen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's the only one. I watched the Annabelles this weekend. I watched the Annabelles. So. Yeah.
All right, so I have to watch.
I take that back. I have not seen The Nun yet. I'm actually going to watch The Nun. After I watch Conjuring 2 this week. I'm going to watch it this week. Yeah. I heard that was pretty bad, too.
All right, so
we'll find out.
The Warren's daughter is attacked because Bathsheba knows shit is about to go down for her.
Yeah.
Because she she can sense the danger that is Ed and Lorraine.
Yes.
And they mention that it's like our presence is going to piss her off because she knows that we're here to basically put an end to it. So she attacks Judy at the Warrens' house by using Annabelle as kind of like a conduit.
Yep.
Of course, Ed and Lorraine show up and they hero the fuck out of the situation. And, shit does get a little crazy. But while that's going on, that's when Carolyn, who is now possessed, takes Christine and April back to the house.
Yep.
Because she's going to now sacrifice them. So
yep.
Ed and Lorraine and Brad, they all head back to the house, and Brad cracks me up because they like get to the door is locked, and Brad doesn't waste no time. He has a shotgun, he just blasts the fuck out of the light. He's just like, blam!
I love it.
He just
I love it.
blasts the shit out of the lock. He is not fucking around with this at all. But because I think Drew is there too.
Yeah.
Well, Roger and Drew show up. They're there also. But they find Carolyn in the cellar, and she's trying to stab Christine.
Yeah, literally in the act. Literally in the act.
Yeah, in the act of it. Yeah, she's got like the scissors. I think she's got scissors, right?
Yeah,
it's either
something
scissors
like
or a knife. I know she ends up with scissors later.
Yeah,
but this is when we get to see some good heroic shit from Drew, because Drew takes Christine out to the car, and then he goes looking for April, and he can't find April at all. But this is when every bird in the state of Rhode Island shows up to kill themselves against the house and the windows of the cars and shit.
So
and
crazy.
It looks like a scene from Alfred Hitchcock movie, man. Like
it does. It looks like something out of the birds. I know.
Just flying. It does. And all these birds flying to their imminent deaths, slamming into these windows and shit. And Drew is still looking for April. He ends up finding her in the fucking floor of the kitchen. Like, how bizarre is that? Like, he starts beating the shit out of the floor with like a fucking crowbar.
Yeah,
and he finds her hidden under the floor. Of course, she got there because she was able to probably crawl away from her mom and hide there. But they need to. The Ed says we need to do an exorcism, and I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, well,
he's not supposed to.
Yeah, because he's like, we gotta wait for the father, and she's like, he ain't gonna make it in time. She's gonna die, man. Like, because dude, they got her handcuffed to this chair. They took like 4 of them to hold her down.
Yeah,
they got a sheet over her, dude. So yeah, I think the cops. What's the cop's name again? I can't remember.
Brad.
Yeah, he even slaps cuffs. He cuffs her to the chair essentially.
Yeah.
So this sequence, dude, number one, it looks really good.
It does. It looks great. It looks really good.
God, like there's been a lot of elevations in movies, and it looks at all. A lot of them have always looked good.
Fucking elevate,
dudes. It's crazy because I think the fact that she has this sheet on her, I think it kind of makes it even look more creepy.
Yeah, it does.
It does, right? It
100%
totally does. There's something about that white sheet over the shape of her body that just is so impactful. It's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Ed's going through with this exorcism. He has no choice at this point.
Yeah, he has to. Yeah, he has to.
Dude.
Oh man, when she that scene though, here's why I like that scene when she levitates in the chair. Nothing, no music,
nope,
no sound,
nope,
nothing. Nope. It's quiet as hell, and all of a sudden she's straight up.
Yep,
and it's so fucking ominous. And then she flips completely upside down, and then is like sitting in the chair on the ceiling of the fucking basement.
Yep,
it's so creepy because there's like nothing, no music,
nope,
no fucking spooky sound effects. It just happens. It's fucking off-putting as hell.
Yeah,
like, it's very unsettling. Like, oh my god, shit is very much not going the way they want it to go right now.
I've said it 1,000 times, but that is just great visual storytelling.
Oh God, it's
what
so
that
good.
is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. And the whole dude, and as they're doing this exorcism, dude, and again, she has this white sheet over. She's covered in this white sheet. Dude, she starts coughing up blood, and like blood is coming through the sheet. Like, the blood stains are popping up all over the sheet by her face, and it's like, holy fuck. Like, it's so intense.
It's intense, man.
It is. Well, dude, that's one thing. Like, and I feel like I haven't said that enough in this movie. This entire movie the tension in this movie is so good, and it's constant. You're on the edge of your seat pretty much for most of this movie. You really are.
Yeah, pretty much.
You are.
You really are.
You're
invested too, and you're invested.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was just gonna say that. I was just cause not only are you like on the edge of your seat, like, oh fuck, like you're also, like you said, highly invested and very much interested in this movie and what's happening. Like, this movie is entertaining as can be. Like, dude, this is one of the best haunting movies I have ever seen. It really is.
Oh, it's probably my favorite, honestly.
It's between this and Poltergeist for me. It's between those two.
Yeah, it's tough decision.
It is,
because both movies have such great characters, and both movies do such a good job at establishing these characters as people that you'd want to fucking get behind.
Yep.
And like there's a really good moment. Like it's the establishing of the relationship of the family that ultimately pays dividends. It pays dividends because of how Ed and Lorraine are able to save these people, because she breaks loose from these chains.
Carolyn,
from the cuffs, and whatnot. Yeah, Carolyn breaks loose, and she because she hears Drew yell out, "I found her! She's under the kitchen." So Carolyn, which is now Bathsheba, start crawling through the little fucking crawlways to get to her, and everybody's chasing after her and trying to stop her and trying to grab her and everything like that. But she gets right up to her, and Lorraine is able to get to her, and she talks. She's communicating with Carolyn, and she reminds her of a picture that they were looking at and how much it meant to her, because she was talking about it earlier in the movie, and it's a picture of all of them at the beach. And she was just like, it was like the perfect day, and all of that comes back to her, and it helps her fight off Bathsheba, from fully taking over. And she's able to like spew out like the final bits of the evil, and that was possessing her, and that had taken over her and everything. And she's able to save herself. And it's really good. It's really good. Like, I love it because
it is. And I'd like to add too, during this whole sequence of when Carolyn's possessed, possessed at this point, Lily Taylor fucking kills it, dude.
Dude, this is like performance of her career.
Kills it.
She's so
absolutely
good.
kills
She's so
it.
good
She does. She's fabulous in this movie, man. I'm surprised you don't. I've actually always kind of dug her. I always have.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even like. Even she's in Leatherface, which is more recent than this. I don't even really like that movie, but she was good in that. She was a badass. She was a badass biatch in that, man.
She was a bitch in that movie.
Bad bitch though, man. She fucked you up. Yeah, she was good in that too. But yeah, in this final act, when she does get possessed, she's knocks it out of the park, dude. She's so
she
good.
does.
She really does. She doesn't overdo it. Very authentic. Like her screams, dude, when they're trying to like get her, into the chair and restrain her. Like her mannerisms, her screams. God, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Ed's able to finish the exorcism and help Carolyn save herself, and apparently they destroy Bathsheba's curse because they take the little music box, which was, I guess, that was the conduit that the demon was using to get through to everybody. And then we already talked about the ending, how they go to investigate the Lutz family.
Yeah,
we talked about that movie last week.
We did, and I told you,
man, is this
how much better is this than the poor Amityville Horror?
Oh, this is like I said earlier. This fucking movie is Citizen Kane compared to fucking Amityville. I say Citizen Kane, but I don't.
And look, I don't want to hear the excuse that no. Well, it's a little unfair. That movie came out in 1979. This one came out in 2013. Okay. Poltergeist came out in 1982. Watch Poltergeist and watch Amityville and tell me which one looks better, is better, and, like everything. So don't give me that shit. And again, to be fair, that was a Spielberg production with a big budget. Amityville Horror did not have a big budget, but here's
that was
the
an
thing.
indie movie. Yeah.
You don't need a big budget for these types of movies, bro.
No.
Paranormal Activity fucking proved that. You don't.
Exactly.
And dude,
and to even drive it home even more, if you would have taken all those fantastic special effects away from Poltergeist and done a simpler movie, it still would have been great because it had heart. The movie had heart, and we cared about the characters. And I mean, look, Toby Hooper, he's a beast. Yeah, all right. He would have found a way. Yeah, without special effects.
Of course.
I mean, come on now. But
being that it was a Spielberg production, it's going to have all the fancy visual effects and shit.
Right, industrial, because I think Industrial Light and Magic did all the effects.
They did. I mean, dude, they had Industrial Light and Magic on that movie. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's who they did on that movie. So yeah, but again, I think this movie and plenty of, and now again, this movie does use some visual effects, like when the chair's flung at the door. Like when Judy's in trouble, the chair's flung at the door. The sheet flies up to the window. There's others, but not nowhere near as much as in Poltergeist. So it's like this movie proves you just at the end of the day, man. You can really keep especially these because this is a subgenre movie. This is a haunting movie. With these haunting movies, man, you can be super simplistic, and honestly, in more cases than not, when you are simplistic, it's gonna be more impactful and scary. It's just gonna be if you put that door creaking with the sound effects and then your jump scare comes. It's like, dude, it's just like peanut butter and jelly, man. It's perfect. It's so perfect. Yeah, this is really, really a really well done film, dude. Like, I mean, this isn't even just a good horror movie. This is just a good movie in general. I feel like, and I've said this a few times about other movies we talked about, but I feel like this is even a movie that the non-horror fan would probably enjoy, like someone that likes.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like it's a good thriller movie or a good action movie. Like like I feel like even those type of people that aren't necessarily into horror, I feel like, but they love film. I feel like if they watch this movie, that they would like it. It's undeniable. Yeah. It's undeniable how good. I every now and then I hear people kind of downplay this movie. I've heard a few people say that. I've never really understood it. I don't
either.
I don't either. I mean, we're all entitled to our opinions. I'm sure there's plenty of people that think that feel Amityville Horror is a much better film than The Conjuring.
And those people would be wrong.
Yeah, but hey, they're definitely wrong.
They're wrong.
But with that being said, I'm looking forward to talking about Conjuring 2, and I'm just glad that we are talking about a James Wan movie, dude, because he's really good, dude.
He is great. Yeah, we have not given enough love to him at all. We need to talk about Saw. We need to talk about.
I'm telling you, dude. I really, really, if I had my first choice to direct a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, it probably would be James Wan.
I can't agree with you any harder, dude. I wish I could. Yeah, I tell you.
Can you imagine how the dream sequences would be lit?
Shit,
dude, it'd look fucking great, dude.
It'd be fucking amazing.
It would. Yeah, I think for a nightmare
that would be
movie,
great.
James Wan or Mikey Flags and Mike Flanagan or James Wan. But I would probably, I've just always been such a big James Wan fan, dude. I've been hooked since Saw. I've never Saw is one of my favorite horror movies the last 20 years. That would probably crack. Honestly, you know what's funny? I would say three James Wan films would probably crack my top 10 of the last 20 years. That being,
I gotta agree with you.
that Saw,
Yeah,
Insidious,
yeah,
and The Conjuring.
yeah. I agree.
They would all three of those would probably crack my top 10 of the last 20 years. Probably. The only one that's on the fringe would be Insidious, but you know how I feel about Insidious. I love Insidious. I'd have to really think hard. I bet I could get it in the top 10. I bet I would. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to this. It's a bummer. The third one was supposed to come out this summer. But
yeah, I don't even think that's done. I don't even think that's done filming. I think they've had to put the production on a little bit of a hiatus
because it had
it's
a July
post production now. But yeah,
it was supposed to come out in July of this year.
Yeah. They pushed it back to June 4th.
Yeah, it's
next year.
Yeah, it's pushed back to 2021 next summer. They always release these movies in the summer, and I have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, I guess they have. I never paid attention to it, honestly.
And I love that because it just proves. I hate when horror movies, these studios. You know what drives me nuts with studios and horror movies? That they think they have to release it in October. That drives me fucking nuts, dude. I don't care dude. Horror fans are going to go see your movie, whether it comes out in fucking July or fucking January or fucking October. If they if they're hyped about your movie, they're going to go see it. All these studio execs out there, you don't have to release your fucking horror movies in October. I don't know why, but that's always bothered the shit out of me. And this franchise proves my point.
100%.
Conjuring 2, I haven't even looked, but I guarantee it made over 100 million. Of course it did. Probably made over 200 million easy. Worldwide. Yeah, easy. So it's like, I mean, dude, this movie, what this one make? 320 worldwide?
Yeah, roughly 320.
Jesus Christ. And if you know what, if you released this in October, it would have been probably the exact same.
Probably.
Hell, yeah. I could even argue it might have been a little less because some people have more time in the summer.
Yeah. This made 320 million also. Made the exact same amount of money, and it cost twice as much. Cost 40 million, but it made 320 million.
Conjuring 2. Wow, that's a lot of It's a lot of cheddar, man. This series.
That's called making money.
I will say too, even though there's been a couple stinkers in this universe, like the first Annabelle especially. I haven't watched The Nun yet. The Nun has gotten beat up. I'll be the judge of myself, but outside of a clunker or two, I really think this is a super cool idea to kind of build this universe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, essentially, we have like a Marvel type universe in the horror genre. That's pretty cool.
It's fun. It's very fun.
I don't think that's ever really been kind of done before, has it? In horror? What's another franchise?
Yeah, well, I would call the Universal Monsters. I think they did it first.
Well, yeah, obviously. I'm talking like recent. Yeah,
recently,
obviously.
No.
Yeah.
And then the Dark Universe tried to start it up again with that really bad Tom Cruise mummy movie.
What the fuck?
They actually tried to start that up before that with that Dracula Untold, which I actually kind of like that movie.
I didn't watch that. I didn't see it.
I own it. I
know.
Like it. It's not great by any means, but I certainly enjoy watching it.
Yeah, Universal. What a great idea to try to rebuild the Universal monster again, the universe again. Hello, it's the perfect time to do it with Marvel and DC. I mean, it's a perfect time to do it. God, did they fuck it up?
Oh God, they could have fucked that up any harder.
And I'm telling you, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know when these studios execs are gonna fucking learn. Like, at the end of the day, man, if you want a good horror movie done, then fucking get people who love horror to fucking write it and know what the fuck they're doing and direct it, and like get James Wan and Lee Whannell to like there's a prime example like The Mummy, dude. Fucking get James Wan and Lee Whannell to do it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no shit. I mean, I think they signed Lee Whannell to do the Invisible.
They did.
He already did that.
Yeah.
They signed him to do another one, though, didn't they?
I believe so.
That he's going to be doing another one.
They are.
Let's pull that up because I got to know. Because I fucking love him. Brilliant. I think he's going to be. I think he's just as good, as James Wan as a director. Probably. He will be.
Yeah, he's not as experienced as James as a director because Lee's mostly only been a screenwriter and actor. I mean, that's he's always been more of a writer. But he directed he directed Insidious Chapter 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, needed an upgrade after that.
Yeah, and then Upgrade. That was okay. That was interesting.
Upgrade. I haven't watched it yet. I keep hearing good things.
I actually did watch that. I actually kind of enjoyed that movie.
Invisible Man was badass.
Yeah.
See, they hired him to do the Wolfman.
The Wolfman, that's what it was. Yeah, I knew.
I liked the last one. I like the one with Benicio del Toro. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably not a good movie, but I kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. Oh well. I'm still excited to see what he does with it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking shit about them hiring competent people for The Mummy, and David Kopp co-wrote the screenplay, who also co-wrote like Jurassic Park and shit, and Stir of Echoes, and the first Spider-Man, the first Mission Impossible. I'm like, get someone competent in here. All right, I don't know what happened with The Mummy, but it fucking sucked.
Who directed that?
Alex Kurtzman. I only know him as like a producer. Yeah,
that's
I was
probably
right.
where it went wrong.
Okay, yeah. This was the second feature that he had ever directed.
Okay.
But he's got like 64 producer credits. I know who Alex Kurtzman is. He like produced the Star Treks and the newer Star Treks and shit like that. Yeah, that's so weird. Maybe they didn't.
That movie's just not.
That's strange.
Mummy. We'll have to talk about that. That'd be a good movie to shit on.
Yeah.
The only good thing about that movie was Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Because I actually really enjoyed him as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I didn't even really like. You know what I didn't like about it? It felt like a Tom Cruise action adventure. It didn't feel like a horror movie.
Yeah, because that's why I don't really care for the Mummy franchise, the one with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah,
like
no,
I don't.
Those are
like
fantasy adventures. That's what those are.
Right.
You know that's how those feel, and that's how those play out. But,
oddly enough, though, I actually liked Van Helsing, kind of as dumb as it is.
I never watched that, and I like Hugh Jackman.
It's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb, but I kind of like it.
It's pretty dumb, but I kind of
like it.
It is.
It's pretty dumb. It's an awesomely bad movie.
I kissed a girl and I liked it. Yeah, but I think it's super cool what James Wan and Warner Brothers have done with this franchise.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And a universe, and made a universe out of it. And I hope that, I think there's hope that, as long as just keep putting out quality movies and we'll be fine. Cause I'm all on board for this. Cause I think it's super cool to have like a horror universe like this. I think it's cool. I think it's super cool. Cause the first two Conjurings are great. I love the first two. The first Annabelle, no good. Creation was really good. Creation
is really good.
It is.
Great movie.
Annabelle Comes Home, really good. I enjoyed it.
That movie too.
I haven't seen The Nun, which I'm really surprised that I haven't watched The Nun yet, because I tell you, that nun freaks me out in Conjuring 2. Holy fuck. I can't wait to talk about that either. But yeah, this movie, dude, it's one of the best movies. I think it's honestly, not only is it one of the best horror movies of the last 20 years, I think it's one of the best horror movies ever. I do. I really do. If you had to ask me, give me one modern classic the last 10 years, this is the movie I'm going to say.
I'm going to agree with you.
Because this is how I know this movie. Doesn't it seem like this movie came out longer ago than 7 years?
It does.
What is that? Isn't that weird?
It's because it's got a classic feel to it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It's made like a classic movie. Like it's made with passion. It's made with heart, and it's easy to care. It's easy to care about the characters within, and it's not. It didn't feel like a quick cash grab.
No,
like some horror movies can be.
No,
or some movies period can be. The big dumb action movie. That they a lot of people spend $120 million making just because. It's got The Rock in it and Jason Statham. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this movie was made passionately, and you can tell.
You can. You really can.
Fantastic.
James Wan's attention to detail in this movie is pretty fucking flawless, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty flawless. The man knows how to tell a story, dude, on screen. He's brilliant. And it's across the board in this movie. Again, I can't stress enough how fucking good how good the sound editing is, and just the usage of sound in this is just textbook. It's it's literally like if you're aspiring to be a filmmaker, or you're a teenager now or something, you want to get into filmmaking, you want to go to film school, and horror is one of your favorite genres, and you think you might want to do horror movies when you're ready, God, this is a movie to watch to learn about fucking sound editing, how fucking important it is to a fucking horror movie, because it's so good, dude. The usage of it in this is just spot on, brilliant. Yeah, I love this movie. I wonder what we're gonna grade it.
Oh, gee, I have no idea.
I wonder.
Go ahead, buddy.
It doesn't get any easier than this one. 4 out of 4 stakes through the heart, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 4 without a doubt. I just and again, this subgenre of horror is not even really one of my favorites. Haunting, it's not.
Right.
It's really not. I like them. I've always enjoyed them, but again, I felt like for the longest time, I just always thought there wasn't that many good ones. There really hasn't. If you really think about it, dude, what are like some like movies like this from this subgenre? You just go, man, it's such a great film. God, it's so good. Like, dude, like maybe like 3 come to mind for me. That's it. I mean, I guess if you're talking just haunted house movies. Because because technically Blair Witch is a haunting movie, and I feel about that. But we'll just say haunted house movies. Like, I've never seen one. Well, there hasn't been a bunch over the decades that I've been alive. There hasn't been a bunch that I really. You think about it, dude. We were even trying to think of movies to do. We're closing. We got one more week of haunted homes month, haunted house month. Maybe when we were trying to think, it wasn't super easy to like come up with them. But I mean, think
it
about
really wasn't. I mean,
what?
because we, full disclosure, we actually had a different pick for next week that I just wasn't feeling.
Right.
And maybe we'll do it next year, but it would have been a first watch for both of us. And I'll probably watch it between now and then.
And we probably will.
I can actually think of a haunted that I think is very, very good that goes overlooked a lot. And
What's
that's
that?
The Changeling.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah,
I think that's a really, really good. Dude, that's actually one of my favorites.
That's a really good one. It's a really good one. Yeah, I gave it 4 out of 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm giving this 4 stakes through Bathsheba's child-killing, devil-worshipping fucking heart.
Yeah.
And that was a very easy score to give, because I just can't think of anything negative to say about this movie. No. There's everything from the top to the bottom is done so competently. Yep. And once again, I've said it a lot. Characters are super important to me, and I fucking love this family. Yep. I love Ed and Lorraine. I love the goofy cop that overreacts and blasts the fuck out of the door lock. I mean, I just fucking love these people, man. I cared. I really did. I cared about these people. And when you can do that, when you can pull that off, and when you get me on board with caring about them, I'm gonna give it a couple point bump, or at least a half a point for sure. But yeah, this was easy. 4 out of 4, simple, boom, easy.
Your music guy. Oh yeah, it's 4 out of 4. There's no. I couldn't give this a lower grade.
Yeah.
No way. I'd give it a 4.5 or a 5 if I could. I would. What your music guy? Do you like the score in this? Because I really like it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's great.
It's kind of similar. It's got that. I don't know. I kind of described Insidious's score in a similar way. There's like this gothic kind of riff to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's dude. When the title card, when they roll like the little mini rolling bio of the Warrens, you know, after the cold open, and then it goes into that really cool fucking looking title card, and that this score is playing, dude. I knew the first time I watched this movie, dude. After that cold open and then that title card drop, I knew this was going to be a good movie, dude. I just
yeah, oh shit.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. This movie deserves the respect that we're giving it. Let's just put it that way. How do you?
agree.
I wonder. Are we? I don't think we're alone either. Actually, I know we're not. I know we're not.
Possibly be.
I know we're.
We can't possibly be
Dude,
alone.
Dude, this movie has a 7.5 on IMDb. Dude, there ain't many horror movies with a 7.5 or higher, dude. There ain't a lot. There ain't a lot.
No.
You know, this is one of them. And dude, Conjuring 2 is like right behind it, 7.3. Like I can't wait. I cannot wait to talk about Conjuring 2 too, because I like it almost as much as this one. I can't wait to talk about it. It's good,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm looking forward to it. I've actually only seen The Conjuring 2 one time.
Are you
so I'm
serious?
really looking forward to watching it again. Yeah.
Really? Oh my god!
I had actually only seen this movie probably three times.
Oh, okay. This was
maybe.
I watched it twice this weekend, so I had probably watched it. I've watched this movie a ton already. I bet I've watched The Conjuring 6 or 7 times already.
Wow, that's awesome.
I've
That says
probably
a lot.
It does, dude. In 7 years, I've pretty much watched it once a year since it's been released. That's crazy. Yeah.
All right, guys, it's time to turn it over to y'all. Get on Facebook, Twitter. Let us know what you guys think of The Conjuring. We'll start a little discussion. And once again, we already said we're talking about the sequel next week, so that's a perfect double feature for you, just back to back those bad boys.
Yeah,
And,
Conjuring 2. And it's streaming on HBO, guys. And the HBO Max and the regular HBO, they offer free trials. So if you don't have HBO, you can do a free trial if you want to check it out on there. Or if you have HBO, go watch The Conjuring 2 there.
Hell yeah! All right, guys. Once again, thanks everybody for all the plays, all the support. You guys have been absolutely awesome. Feel free to leave us a rating or a review on iTunes or Facebook or wherever you can. That's all I got to say. Do you got anything you want to add before we jump out of here, buddy?
Nah, man. Thanks for bearing with me this month, buddy, with all my health issues and stuff. Good to be back. I fucking love this movie, dude, and I love James Wan. James Wan is a beast. I think this is my favorite movie that he directed. I'm pretty sure, and that's saying a lot, dude, because I really, really love the first Saw. But man, I can't deny how almost perfect The Conjuring is. I just can't, and I can't say that about Saw, because Saw does have its issues.
Mm-hmm. A little bit, but that's it was like
of course,
fucking first movie. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't take anything away from the movie for me. But this is, man, I love this movie, love this franchise, and can't wait to talk about Conjuring 2. All right, let's get out of here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the support, guys. Y'all rock. Brian, take us out.
All right, absolutely, guys. With all that being said, we'll catch you on the next episode.